Hi, my name is Stephen Rafferty, and you're watching These Are Questions. This is the interview show where I ask people questions about things, life, and such not. And today's guest is a talented blogger that has her website Defining My Essence, which focuses on three categories on lifestyle, fashion, and mental health. Please welcome Claudie.
Hi.
Welcome to These Are Questions.
Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. Thank you for being a part of the show. Greatly appreciate it. Before we get into the interview itself, I'm going to explain the rules of These Are Questions. Claudie, I'm going to ask you a series of questions going to be based around your career and aspirations, along with a mixture of questions that are borderline idiotic and, well, randomly stupid. Do you accept those terms?
Yes, I do.
Okay, great. So, Claudie, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Internet, are you ready? I'm gonna take the fashion, I'm gonna take the blogging, I'm gonna take everything together and determine that this is a yes, they are ready. With that in mind, let's begin.
Okay.
So thank you so much for being a part of These Are Questions. I greatly appreciate it. Can you formally introduce yourself to our audience here on These Are Questions and explain a little bit on how you got into blogging?
So my name is Claudie. I'm the blogger behind Define My Essence. And to be honest, I started blogging after a really horrible job. I was in a call center. It was very stressful. I had a lot of, and also that year I was dealing with a lot of medical issues. And so towards the end of the year, I had a job that just increased my stress so much that I had a really bad panic attack. And I was just like, this is not it. So I had to quit, and I was thinking of just everything that I could do, because also I grew up with very strict Haitian parents that kind of you know determine my path for me, and I felt like the blog was the first thing that I came up with myself. And to be honest, when I first started off, I was anonymous, and it was under a different name, and even I kept it from a secret from my mom until October. I just told her about it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it really was to kind of help me get through all the stuff that I was going through at that time. But it wasn't until the pandemic that I decided to take it a little bit more seriously, because before I was just writing whatever. There wasn't really a purpose before. But until the pandemic, I was just I really need to take this seriously. And I feel as if this is the first time. Also, this is today marks the five years since I've been blogging. And
Wow. Congratulations.
thank you. And so yeah, the pandemic was the first time I'm prioritizing the blog over everything else, because usually if I'm in school, I am in school and I do it. If work, everything. So I decided that if I'm with all those other things that maybe I didn't really want to do initially, if I put effort into those things, I could fully put effort into the blog. And I feel as if ever since I've done that, I've achieved things that I didn't think that I would have before.
Well, that's awesome there. It's never easy kind of doing something that you really love to do and
Hmm.
showing that out to not just the public, but to family members and
Hmm.
relatives and people that are relatively close to you. Not that people don't want to see you succeed and people don't necessarily want to see you grow and stuff. It's just that it may be a different adjustment for someone that may be
Yeah.
seeing you to have in one shape or mold. But that's what
Hmm.
makes everybody unique. Everyone has their own dynamic, their own life path, their own personal path they want to go through. And some people may not agree with it at first, but then when you start putting the effort into work to it, things do
Yeah.
change.
Yeah, I didn't let her know until I started getting little collabs, and so it was the visible proof of what I've been working on like has been,
Yeah.
now she's acting a little bit of like, okay, but where's the money coming? But I'm just like, you know what? It's okay. Like I understand like as a parent, like they're gonna have their concerns. But now it's been a little bit more lax, and I feel as if now I could fully go into like really go hard on it now that she like really knows.
And that's a good thing. You want, especially when it's like family and close friends, you want that support because that makes the
Mhm.
difference and it helps you
Mhm.
grow into your professional career there. It's not easy, but that support always helps there. So at least you're
Yeah.
all on the same page in that sense. And I wish you continual successes there. And even with this collaboration, that's how I kind of indirectly met for you. I met through
Mhm.
season 4 guest Nicolette Snyder, and then
Yeah.
she shared it out, and then we connected online, and then now look at
Mhm.
us now here at season 5.
Yeah.
So like it's just manifesting and just seeing those
Mm.
collabs and seeing how it works and then leading to all these different opportunities.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. And while I was doing my research, especially on your website, you state that you are the definition of essence.
Mhm.
Could you elaborate and explain the meaning behind that?
Okay, so like I said, I was anonymous for a little bit, and the original title that I had was Wild and Woke, and really a friend came up with it. And once I decided not to be anonymous anymore, the name did not fit with me. And I was like, I felt as if like maybe every month I was just like, I need to get rid of this name. And a friend would convince me it's cute, it's fine. And the next month I'm just like, I need to get rid of this name. It just didn't work. And I decided, okay, let me define wild and woke for myself. And I remember sitting there and being like, I have nothing. Like I can't think of a definition for myself of um wild and woke. And so then I started like I maybe took like a couple of months of just figuring out a new name. And I think I still have it on my notes app of like the other random ones. But defining my essence stuck. And I think it's because I feel as if even like throughout college, I'm like always like rediscovering myself and learning more things about myself, and like just learning like the deeper like meaning of like life and like my creativity and everything. And so I felt as if like this was something that even years from now the title will never change. Like I would always be redefining like who I am. And with the actual phrase of I'm the definition of essence, I've had like multiple iteration of how my website like looked like.
Mm-hmm.
And before I was on Wix, and I yeah, it was last year I switched from Wix to WordPress. And I was just like changing it up, and I was just like, you know what? I'm the definition of essence. Like I sometimes like I would have the definition on the website and then I'll take it off, whatever. And I was like, no, I just think I'm the definition, and that's just it. Like, yeah.
Makes sense. Makes sense. It's your own internal belief. You believe
Mm,
that you are that, and you're
yeah.
showcasing that with all the different works that you're currently doing there. So,
Hmm.
and it kind of leads. It's like essence is like everything. It's your own
Yeah.
spirit. So,
Hmm.
that makes a lot of sense there. So, thank you for elaborating on that. I appreciate it. Let me ask you, um, if you were looking for 5 varieties of treasures at the beach, where would you start looking first?
Five variety of treasures at the beach.
Yeah.
I don't know why the first thing I thought a palm tree. Like,
Okay. There could be
uh,
treasure up in the palm tree, possibly.
yeah.
You know, it goes back to
Mm,
finding your essence. You have to define your treasure, what you're looking for.
yeah. Yeah, all I could think of is a palm tree, but like, where else would I find some random, like maybe if there's like a secret, like cave or something, but like,
Maybe, who knows?
yeah,
Some beaches have like not caves, but they
yeah,
have
but
like kind of
like a,
like a stone, not castle, but like a castle.
hmm
Maybe you'll find a castle. I have no idea.
yeah,
Maybe I get like those like surfaces, like those rock structures,
hmm
So maybe possibly there. Sand is another common area.
yeah. I
A lot of
was
people
thinking, but I was just like, that's a little too, like, of course people are gonna dig up in the sand,
okay.
but like, yeah, I don't know. Um, Also, I live in Fort Myers. I was like picturing Fort Myers Beach before. Like the thing, I was just like, where in Fort Myers Beach would like things be hidden at? But I don't know. That's a good one.
Thank you, thank you. That's what I'm here for. And these are questions to ask you questions about your career and just random stupid questions. It's the whole premise of the show. And speaking of stupid questions, let me ask you this: pick one: five balloon animals or five stuffed animals.
Stuffed animals.
Stuffed animals. Okay,
Hmm.
okay. Makes sense. You can keep them longer than a balloon animal.
Yeah.
Eventually, a balloon animal kind of fades and kind of
Yeah, they pot like it's not, yeah, it's not gonna last long. And I think like I was like thinking about like different varieties of stuff and like I'm thinking about like a teddy bear, and they're comfortable. Yeah.
makes sense. I would agree with that too. I think that just be more of a safekeeping long term
Hmm.
with them. This is going to last longer than balloon animals, unless you take care of balloon animals really well
Yeah.
and they just never pop, I guess. So, but good luck with that.
Mhm.
Mhm. Okay. My next question is something I want to show you. I've been doing this for every single guest here on These Are Questions, especially as we're getting towards the end of our These Are Questions season 5 season. And what I have here is this. This is a dice cube.
Okay.
And all I want to ask you is, where do you think this dice cube is going to land on?
I would say there's six, right? Like, does it go
Yes,
up to six?
it goes
I'm
up to
going with,
six.
I'll go with six.
Six? Okay. I'm gonna write that down because as we're getting towards the end of our These Are Questions season 5 season, on the last episode, we're going to reveal where this dice cube is
Mm.
going to land. So, but what will happen is something that you and everyone else that is watching and listening to the show will find out on the last episode. So
Okay,
it's a
cool.
it's a mystery. It could be
Hmm.
anything. It could
I love
be
that.
thank you. It could be more dice. It could be more cubes. It could be a mystery secret. Who knows? But you just have to stay tuned and find out.
Mm.
Awesome. My next question is: can you name me five different types of ice creams?
Okay. Oh,
No pressure.
of course, vanilla.
Okay, that's one.
Uh, Cookies and cream.
That's my favorite. So two.
Rocky Road. You said five?
Yes, five. Yeah, three. Rocky Road. I'll count that. Yep, that's an ice cream
Uh,
flavor.
there's a Hudson has like pineapple, coconut that my mom used to really like.
Pineapple coconut. Hmm,
Yeah,
that sounds good.
it is. And then rum raisin. Same
Ooh,
thing. My mom really likes that. Was it that was
that's four. You're on
that was
four right now.
for
One more. You got this. I believe in you.
I think the reason chocolate. I'm just gonna have to, yeah, I'm gonna have to go with chocolate. The reason why it's so hard is that I am lactose intolerant, but even before that, I wasn't really an ice cream eater.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just like, well, what is out there? But like with the man, I should have said that one. There's a lactose-free brand called So Delicious, and
Hmm.
it's a um their cashew milk ice creams have like the creamiest texture that's closest to ice cream.
Okay.
So I think it was like like, yeah, it has swirls of chocolate and caramel and like bits of the cashew, and
Okay.
that one's like the best one.
That sounds good.
Mm.
I'm not lactose intolerant, but I don't mind trying that. I wouldn't mind trying that.
It's Listen, my younger sister that isn't, she eats mine.
I believe it.
Like, yeah. So,
Mm.
Mhm, so good.
But siblings eat each other's food all the time, so that's just like a general.
No, here's the other ones they wouldn't touch. Even like when I was in college, like when I became lactose intolerant, it was before all like the good ones. So it was just soy and then eventually almond.
Okay.
It was so like no one liked it until the cashew one. Everyone was eating it online.
Okay. Okay. Hey, shout out to cashews, man.
Hmm.
They're a good source of what they're a good source of something. They're good for your brain. I know that.
Hmm.
They're good for your
Maybe
brain.
protein.
Protein, yeah, a
Hmm.
decent amount of protein. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm just a guy on
Hmm.
the internet that's asking questions at the moment. But some nutritionists will say what the nutritional value is of a cashew. Mhm. Who knows? Who knows? Um, this has been great so far interviewing you on These Are Questions. And I know that you do a lot of modeling shoots, especially for the
Yeah.
fashion aspect of what you do. But I wanted to ask you if you had a photo slash modeling shoot at any national landmark, which landmark would you choose and why?
You see, this one, when I was like, this is a hard one. I didn't think like, okay. Ooh. Also, I was good. We mean national as in US or just like around the world?
Around the
Maybe.
world.
Okay. I I have to go with Eiffel Tower
Okay.
in Paris. Like, I think that would just be like it's cute, and also I see like so many like influencers that go and they take like incredible shots, and even from like different like points of like views, like they would give like tips of like the best street to like go on to get like a good view of the Eiffel Tower, and I think that would be yeah, especially the lights. I feel like these lights like gives off you know the
Yeah,
little vibe.
a little bit there.
Yeah.
And I can absolutely see you fly over there and take those photos there when
Hmm.
that happens. Not if it happens,
Yeah.
when it happens. Now we're gonna do a
Yeah.
little manifestation here and say like you're gonna be at the
Yeah.
Eiffel Tower in the future.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
And then if it's not anywhere tropical, like
Okay. Okay.
it doesn't matter where, but anywhere that has a tropical like vibe, I'll definitely do.
Absolutely. You could do like Bahamas or Jamaica or was it Aruba? You could do
Hmm.
Virgin Islands, Trinidad and Tobago.
Hmm.
Could do Grenada. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am gonna go to Jamaica over the summer, and but all the other like all my friends are from the Caribbean, like
Okay.
so I know that I'll be able to like just go and visit. So yeah.
Okay. Well, you got Jamaica there, so that could be a
Hmm.
Jamaican photo shoot right there, and then you could
Hmm.
do like a Caribbean tour in the future too. So
Yeah.
you got ideas there. It's not a matter. It's not a matter if. It's a matter of when.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely, definitely. And it kind of ties into my next question. And the question I want to ask is, who are some of your dream collaborations? Now, this could be like maybe potentially with products or specifically with bloggers or specific opportunities in that sense. What are some of your dream collaborations you would like to be a part of in the future?
Oh, I was just thinking about as in like brands, but
It can be brands. You could do brands
yeah.
or people or products. You could do
So right now that is on I have a list. One I'm pretty close to of getting this collab. Macy's Wine Shop.
okay,
Um
okay.
um Steve Madden is like I'm wait like I found their like influencer like email to pitch to them. It's been sitting in my notes apps and I'm just like waiting for like the perfect time and make sure I have like the right like you know.
Well,
So
don't wait too long though, because there's
I
no such thing
know.
as a perfect time. You just have to
I
put it.
yeah. Yeah. So Steve Madden. Um but I really want to get into like a little bit more of like um collabs with like actual like clothing brands.
Hmm.
So like maybe like Princess Polly. I'm trying to think of the thing that I really, it's hard to pick with fashion brands because I'm trying to be ethical and not do like too like a brand that is like really into fast fashion.
Hmm.
So I'm still like doing my research of like what I exactly want when it comes to fashion. Like the brand that I collab with the most, Local Honey, it's because it's a locally owned store that sells clothes of other companies in Southwest Florida. Um so I'm trying to like be a little bit like better about that, but oh, with like collabs with other people. Um I think about um there's some YouTubers that I really like. Alicia Marie, Remy Cruz are in the lifestyle, fashion, beauty world, and they're like really big. But like what I really love is that they still remain like authentic to themselves,
Hmm.
and um they don't they're not promoting just to like promote and get money. They like really believe in the brands that they work with. And it's something that even as a small creator, I value that as well because I really do like pick and choose what brands I want to work with. And even if I'm just like, oh, this could be, you know, because sometimes it's just like, oh, that's just a free product that I could get, but I'm just like, I don't really believe in it. So why would I accept it if I like don't really align with their brand? So I really appreciate like other people that like do that as well, even at like a big platform. And then I think I just want to connect with like more like not even in the Southwest Florida area, but like other like Florida influencers and bloggers. So I follow some that are in St. Pete, West Palm Beach, and like, interact with them. Like Nicolette, like I found her through Instagram and I know that she's like, I think in like the Fort Lauderdale area.
Yeah.
Like
Hmm.
sometimes like um she'll like to go to the beach over here and one day I want to like actually meet her, but like to make those connections with like people that like are here.
Yeah. Absolutely, absolutely. I totally get that there, and that's kind of how indirectly with these are questions is more or less collaborating and connecting with individuals not just in Florida but across really the world now, which is a
Mm-hmm.
very cool accomplishment in itself. But I bring that up because like some individuals and guests, I meet them just purely through online, but at some point I
Yeah.
want to meet some of my guests in person, and I've had the chance to do that so far a little bit, and hopefully we get the chance to meet in some
Yeah.
point in person in the future there.
Mm-hmm.
But having those initial connections there, whether it be through messaging, whether it be doing video projects, media projects, the sky is the limit now because you
Mm-hmm.
have the versatility of the internet. Um,
Yeah. It's so
Without.
much easier now to like make connection. Like um the one interview that I had before, it was because of another like Florida blogger recommended me to do that. And I was just like, okay. And so really when you do like that, you get to like other places. Yeah.
One leads to another, which leads to another, which leads to another, and you never know where life or these media endeavors can truly
Mm-hmm.
take you.
Definitely.
Definitely. And continuing on the momentum of this interview, I wanted to ask, what's a great piece of advice for aspiring bloggers?
Okay, so I know everyone just says it to like just start, but like really and truly, like you have to just like go out there and start because really and truly, it wasn't until the pandemic that I realized everything that I was doing wrong with blogging. Like, and even though I know all the information now, if I really and truly, if I knew what I knew like at the beginning, I would have been overwhelmed. So like just start, do the baby steps. And for bloggers who are just starting off and don't really have like money to do it, because really didn't as well, like go on platforms that have like, like Wix that are um you could you don't have to have a domain and you could start off free
Yeah.
and get that practice.
Mm-hmm.
Because once I switched from Wix to WordPress, and I felt as if with Wix I mastered everything. I was just like, I'm good with like building website. I switched to WordPress and I was like, what is this? And it was so hard, but now I know about SEO and everything that I need to do. I also connect with like other bloggers on Twitter, Instagram, and all that. So like you could like have a group of people that like really understand what you're going through and could also like guide you. Um because it wasn't until like pandemic, but like I went on Twitter that I was like, oh, I'm not these bloggers, they are at, you know, they're doing way much more than what I am, and I needed to like step up, but really start off small. Because the type of person that I am, I research everything and then I go into information overload and I'm just like, I have all the knowledge, but no way to like implement it because
Yeah.
it's just all in my head. Um, but yeah, start small, just go for it. Make the mistakes because when it's not going to be good. Like your first few blogs, I look back. Um, also, I got rid of a lot of the other ones. But you're going to make mistakes and you're just going to learn.
Mm-hmm. And that's very pivotal. Good advice there. Start small, work your way up. You will make mistakes, but keep learning along the way, and successes will eventually come throughout as you
Mhm.
develop yourself.
Oh, and the other thing is to don't think about a following, focus on a community. Um, Again, I'm an anxious person and very analytical, and I at the beginning I did, and I was like, this is stressing me out too much, and I was just like, let me just, you know what, it doesn't matter the following, let me just focus on like, I was like 300 followers on Instagram, and I was like, this I'm okay with. If I don't grow past 300, I'm okay. If I make a connection and impact with that 300, I'm fine with that. Um, because it's just social media like overwhelms you. And you need something to kind of like ground you.
Absolutely, absolutely. And like people think that 300 is a small number at first, but it's like it's 300 people, different
Mm-hmm.
people, legitimate people there. And then like when you do like 500, it's it's almost double the amount, and then you're doing almost to 1,000 and more than that. You know what I mean? You're
Mm-hmm.
growing in that sense. People don't realize like they just look at the number, but it's like no, these are actual individuals and people that are
Mm-hmm.
investing into what you're
Yeah,
providing. So
because it really and truly is about the impact that you have. And I think about like, even though I was shocked that certain brands reach out to me, but when I look at my profile and I'm just like, I take good pictures, I am engaged with my audience, I comment back to them, I do my mental health check every Monday, and I'm just like, yeah, a brand would want to, collaborate with me. And
mhm.
that is like, that's what they want to see. Like, also, a lot of these brands, they are looking for smaller creators because that's where the authenticity is. So really, like, now follower count does not matter at all.
Wise words there and wise advice here as we're continuing on here on These Are
Mhm.
Questions. And this has been a great interview so far, but we are wrapping up and we're finishing off this interview here on These Are Questions. But I do have one more question to ask
Mhm.
you. And this question is kind of a little bit of a game. I have some fun facts,
Okay.
but I also have some false fun facts.
Ooh.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm going to read to you 5 different fun facts, and I want you to determine whether it's a real fun fact or a false fun fact.
Okay.
Okay. Are you ready to play the game?
Mhm.
All right,
I'm
let's
ready.
do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Fact number 1. Falling in love has been linked to a decrease in physical pain. True or false?
I think that's true.
Okay. And you are correct. That is an actual fun fact. And I'll put all the links to like where I got my sources so you can fact check there. But yes, falling in love has been linked to a decrease in physical pain. So fall in love, everybody. You won't be as in much pain.
Yeah, I was just like, also, I'm a psychology major. I'm just like, that makes, yeah,
Okay,
makes sense.
makes sense. I'm not a psychology major by any stretch of the imagination. I know very little, but know a lot, but know very little of psychology. But what I do know is that I do know these fun facts. And my next fun fact is Napoleon was a short person.
True.
False.
Man. I
Napoleon.
thought,
Go ahead.
no, because I was like, isn't the Napoleon complex about okay.
So okay. So good you brought that up because people bring up the Napoleon complex, but it's more of just a behavior and a mentality. Going back to psychology here, but actually, historians have determined that Napoleon was actually about 5'5" to 5'6", which is the average height of a male individual. That's around my height, to be honest. So like, so he's not that short, you know, not as short as people make him up to be.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
He was average size.
Yeah.
Okay. So we got 1 for 1 right now. Okay. Let's see if you can get this next fun fact. The next fun fact is only 5% of your brain is used. True or false?
False. Only 5. False. I'm going false.
You are correct. So we actually use our entire brain. It's a common quote that people say, "Oh, you only use 5% of your brain," and that, like, what is the brain actually capable of? But that's false. No, like you use your entire brain for everything.
Because like there's different parts that like that we use different things for. I was just like, only what? Because in my head, I was just like thinking about like every single thing. I was just like, that does not make sense.
Well, there you go. You heard it here on These Are Questions. The brain doesn't make any sense. But yes, you use your entire brain for everything. So anyone that says you use 5%, you would be like, nope, fact check right here. No, not fam. I got 2 more facts for you here. And the next fact I have is napping for just 6 minutes can help improve your memory.
I'm going with true for that one.
You are correct. Yes. Napping for just 6 minutes can help you improve your memory there. Sleep is extremely important for your brain, ties into that, and it definitely helps with your memory there. So if you want to mess up your memory, just don't sleep.
Yeah. For me, sleep is so important. So like I go to bed by like 10 at night. Like I'm out.
I'm the same way usually when I can, unless I'm doing 20,000 different things in my life. If I'm doing 20,000 things in my life at the same time, then 10 o'clock is not the number, unfortunately. So maybe I need to pay attention to that fact a little bit more in the future. Don't want to lose my noggin. We are at the last fun fact here on These Are Questions in this game, and the fun fact I want to ask you and I want to tell you is blue is the most popular color in the world. It is preferred by 40% of the world's population. True or false?
I'm gonna go with true since I'm wearing blue today.
And I am. You can't really see because my camera is in a.
It's a navy.
It's a navy blue. It's a navy blue. So yes, it is blue, and we can verify because it is a true fun fact. Blue is the most popular color in the world, preferred by 40% of the world's population.
It is a good color. Like I did not plan it today, but yeah,
it's a nice color. It's a calm color. You know, it's like a relaxed color. As you can see in my space here, which I've had the same color for too many years. It is a blue color. So because I really like the color. It's a good
Yeah.
color. Solid color. It's the best color. Anyone that disagrees, you have your opinion. But this is just mine. Blue's the best color. Now that officially concludes our game here on These Are Questions, and now we actually are concluding and wrapping up this interview for These Are Questions. But before I finish up, I want to open the internet to you. Anything you want to talk about, anything you want to say, anything you want to do before we cap up this episode of These Are Questions, the internet floor / floor of the internet / internet of the internet / fashion of the internet is yours.
You know, the thing that came to mind is that lately, I mean, I've been seeing on TikTok and Twitter, but of like the lucky girl syndrome, and which is like just thinking that you are the luckiest person in the world and that things are just meant to happen for you. And ever since I've been like, you know, putting that out there that like good things have been happening. And so I've just been like saying that to like anybody that like, you know, I can. And so I feel like if you also have that mind, like, you know, mindset, it just is everything that is meant for you is going to happen. Also, I think it's because you're acting like you already have what you want, and because you do that, it's just gonna happen.
Very good, very good, very good. Well, I wish you more of that lucky girl connection there, and I hope you get more benefits, more opportunities, more improvements for not just yourself, but for everyone here that is watching and listening to These Are Questions here. We appreciate you supporting the show and the channel here on my YouTube channel and wherever you get your podcast, whether it be on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcast. See, look at that tie in there. And I'm going to tie back again by just saying that I hope you find your own personal luck in whatever personal, professional, or spiritual opportunities you may have. And just like that, you have been all watching and listening to These Are Questions. Have a good night, everyone. Bye. Hope you tie into everything else in the future right there, everyone. Knock it out of the park.